Jeffrey Epstein said all of the gold at Fort Knox is completely missing. Did Trump ever find out where the gold at Fort Knox went?
You encounter vampires on a regular basis.
When you can see this and understand it, propaganda isn't going to work well on you.
Hey, Segovia, back with another one. Make sure you guys watch from start to finish. That really helps the channel grow. But with that being said, let's get into it. Sit back, relax, enjoy the show.
Jeffrey Epstein said all of the gold at Fort Knox is completely missing. Did Trump ever find out where the gold at Fort Knox went? No visit by Trump or Musk to Fort Knox happened. No audit was publicly conducted. By 2025, the topic faded. Trump dropped mentions after late February. Musk stopped around April, and reports described it as all talk or abandoned. Huh. How about that?
This Johnny Carson clip just resurfaced, and it doesn't land the same anymore.
Hi, this is Johnny Carson asking, you have a daughter who's a really good-looking chick. Well, you may be able to change her life and improve your financial status. Because Sandra is looking for a new girlfriend. Just drop a photo of your little nitbag in the Sabotage Standard and mail it to Royal Affair.
This clip was from 1984, and at the time, it was played as a joke. Then everyone forgot about it and moved on. But years later, Virginia comes forward and says that she was trafficked by Epstein, and a certain somebody publicly denied ever knowing her. Now decades have passed, a photo resurfaces, referenced again in the recent files. It's very unsettling. Everyone is questioning who is the woman in the picture, and suddenly clips like this just don't land the same. Looking back on all the old interviews makes you wonder how many jokes were harmless before anyone knew what questions to ask. Let me know your thoughts and comments down below.
Well, that didn't age well, but this has been going on since the 80s, even before that. Do you think it's going to stop now? Let me know down below.
Did you see the portrait of King Charles III? It's a big red portrait which currently hangs in Buckingham Palace.
Oh, I have seen that. It's crazy.
If you take a quarter of it, invert it, flip it, it looks like a goat devil, right?
Yeah, that's 100% a goat. They did it on purpose. Just the photo by itself. What the fuck are you doing?
You encounter vampires on a regular basis in your life and probably don't even realize it when it's happening. I know that sounds insane, but there are different types of vampires. One of the most prevalent kind are energy vampires. They will suck all of your energy away, and it's just a completely draining experience. And, you know, it's kind of a wild thing to think about, but honestly, the best time to encounter really any kind of vampire in Galveston specifically is during Mardi Gras.
Right around the corner.
Right around the corner. I stopped doing tours
right now, right?
when Mardi Gras is happening. Like, for the weeks that Mardi Gras is occurring, I will not do walking tours at all because I have had vampires on my tours and I have run into them in the streets.
7th graders, I have seen like teachers have like multiple air fresheners in their room and all that because they don't shower.
Let's talk about.
They don't shower and they wear sweaters in the summer. I don't get it.
Catherine O'Hara. It is reported that Catherine O'Hara passed away on January 30th, 2026. Ironically enough, January 30th, 2026 just happened to be exactly 33 years since Catherine O'Hara last played Kevin's mom in Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. Also, oddly enough, Catherine O'Hara just happened to be married for 33 years before passing on January 30th. Another odd occurrence surrounding her passing, Catherine O'Hara played this character in Beetlejuice 2. It just so happens that one of the major plot points in the entire movie just happens to be her character passing on to the other side. Also, just must be another giant coincidence that her character in Beetlejuice 2 was bitten by a snake. Oddly enough, the same exact day that Catherine O'Hara passed away, Trump would name this man, Kevin Warsh, as head of the Federal Reserve. Keep in mind that in Home Alone 2, her son's name is Kevin, and it's Macaulay Culkin. Whole different rabbit hole. Also, does no one find it curious at the very least that just 2 days later the Grammy Awards would take place, and people are saying that this stage looked like a portal, etc.? Does nobody find it odd that on February 1st there just so happened to be a full moon? Coincidentally enough, it reminds me very much of Matthew Perry and how there was eclipse around the time of his passing, as well as this is the last picture he ever posted on Instagram. Hello? This video is for entertainment purposes only, as always, but comment below. Let me know, guys. Am I on to something, or am I tripping this time? Wake up.
I mean, all the fast food spots are closing down too, which I think, that's just because of everybody's waking up to the shit. I mean, you have just constant videos and shit coming out where people are just becoming more aware, but McDonald's closed 700 stores. Wendy's is closing 300 plus stores, fourth quarter alone. Like, I think we're entering a new era where fast food is out.
Well, going back to the movies, here's the thing. In the movie Demolition Man,
This is fantastic. You guys gotta try this.
Just don't ask where the meat comes from.
there was fast food wars, and basically all these fast food companies were going out of business and they were fighting for the top position. The only one that survived was Taco Bell. Now, Taco Bell, what are we seeing with Taco Bell?
They're turning into bars, cantinas. They're popping up everywhere.
In the movie, all the restaurants are all Taco Bell and they're like fancy. And when oh boy went to go meet the mayor guy, he was like, yeah, chick was like, yeah, he's taking us to Taco Bell. It's going to be amazing. And then he was like, Taco Bell? He was like, what? And he went there, it was all fancy and it was crazy.
It's literally like that in Hollywood.
So could it? Yeah.
Could
it
literally
be
have it? Yep.
That all these fast food restaurants are going to go away because you, like you just said, 700 locations closed down for McDonald's, all these.
That's a lot of fucking locations.
That's a lot.
Starbucks, 600. Dairy Queen, Hooters just filed for bankruptcy.
And that's the thing. Information moves at the speed of light now because we have social media. People are realizing they can do their research on all these things where, 3D printed meat. And we're looking at, all these companies that were lying to us over time and all these lawsuits. So people aren't eating these fast food restaurants anymore because they're like, there's other alternatives.
I mean, if they're doing it at the fast food level, they're doing it at the grocery shop level too.
These fake niggas ain't gonna like me, cause a nigga got a flow too real. Should I bet they gon' gang up to fight me? But enough of the stands, I'm repping my brand.
They noticed that Jeff, we'll just use his first name, we want this video to stay, they showed his gaming channel mentioned in the emails has been active all the way up to 2024. But he passed away in 2019, so who's playing that game? You want to go even deeper down the rabbit hole? With all this going viral now, the account is all of a sudden private. Follow me or not, I'll keep posting.
Do you think we are being herded into World War III?
When you look at everything going on, the outlook does not look good. Was there a reason for Russia to invade Ukraine right now? Are we talking about bombing Iran right now? Are we toppling the government in Venezuela right now? Talking about Greenland right now? It's hard not to put those together and say, it's escalating. Either we end up in a world war or somebody de-escalates somehow. But even a world war, it's not going to be the way it was. If I were another country that wanted to attack us, I don't need bombers. I don't need nuclear weapons. I need cyber. I need to turn off your power. I need to turn off your communication. And I need to short circuit your supply system. All of those are not hard to do. So when we say World War III, I'm not seeing bombs and lines of battle. I think it's going to be much more systemic than that.
When I look at some of the stuff that China is saying, Russia, BRICS, I don't know if we have any real allies.
I go to the liquor store, I buy a soda for $1.50. I tell the dude, how much would this be if I was using my car? He said, add 75 cents. I said, why? He said, the machine. I said, that's illegal. He said, are you asking me or are you letting me know? I said, I'm letting you know. He said, oh, it's not my store. I feel like you're investigating me. I said, if I was investigating you, you would be getting a $1,000 fine right now. I'm just letting you know that's illegal. And then he was like, all right, have a good night. And I said, so you know it's illegal, because why are you dismissing me? And then I left after that. But I'm petty and I'm mad now because I want him to know. I know he know, but I want something done about the fact that these people at these stores are charging us for using our debit cards, and that's illegal. Go to usa.visa.com. You can pull it up. It is illegal to add a debit surcharge on purchases, and it's illegal to add a minimum fee of, you got to spend this much. That's illegal. You can only add a surcharge for credit cards. usa.visa.com. Can I assess a surcharge on purchases made using both credit and debit card? No. The ability to surcharge only applies to purchases made with a credit card, even then only under certain conditions. U.S. merchants cannot surcharge purchases made using a Visa debit card or prepaid card. Moreover, the acquirer of any merchant identified as surcharging improperly may be assessed an immediate $1,000 fine. So if I worked for Visa, he'd have got that fine. So Visa, if y'all want to hire a young undercover to go to all these stores and fine them up for charging people for using their debit cards, holla at your boy. I'll do it.
When you can see this and understand it, propaganda isn't going to work well on you because you're going to be like, I see what's happening here. We see it in politics, in corporate scandals. Cults use this a lot. And then, of course, our nation-state adversaries will use this against us. Identity collapse happens when a group's core story about itself breaks. Instead of adjusting, learning, or recalibrating, the response becomes emotional. Reality starts to feel threatening and the message shifts. You move away from explanation and toward self-preservation.
Long before these emails came out, anyone with a pea-sized brain could tell Jeffrey Epstein was an intelligence spy. He wasn't an access agent. He was a literal spy. And when you see the emails with Elon Musk, it is so clear that Elon Musk is a target. Top tier, bullseye, #1 trophy hunting target for Epstein. Perhaps Elon never did land for him. And I have to give Elon that possibility because there is no confirmation from these emails that he ever followed through on one of those island trips or that he ever followed through with actually meeting with him. The way Elon always played this is that he had very little, if any, contact with him, didn't really know who he was or whatever. 2013, 2014, he's becoming one of the most famous guys in the world, and he's responding to this guy like he's an important VIP. This was him personally responding, not even his assistant. If you go to have Elon Musk on your podcast, I won't even say from a journalistic capacity, from a basic humanity capacity, he needs to address all this, and he is not allowed in the studio if he is not willing to do that.
You have BlackRock. You're talking $5 trillion. You're talking BlackRock owns most of the pharmaceutical industry, if not most of the Dow Jones. If you're thinking about tech stocks and you're thinking about this BlackRock, State Street, and Vanguard, that is more powerful. That is a real unelected group that it can force policy, it can affect the economy, and is. I mean, if you take that $5 trillion, the buying potential of that, what they've done to single-family homes, I would just say to you this. When was the last time you washed your rental car? You don't do it. You don't own it. You don't give a shit about it. But kids, how do we expect these young Americans to care about the American dream if they're not given a piece of it? If they don't have the opportunity to earn a piece of it?
Since Aaron, that's why I say, is it ever going to come back? Because back in the day, we had local butchers. Back when the last, inflation was through the roof, we had local butchers. We had local hardware stores. Now, BlackRock, Vanguard run everything, and they want it all.
Video games. Let's go back to Gears of War, because I was looking through the mythologies of this game and the whole story that kind of leads up to Emergence Day. And as we talked about it a couple weeks ago, about how Emergence Day, what if Emergence Day was when Satan was released? And so I saw a guy breaking down the story of Gears of War, and this video blew my mind.
Sarah's history from the offset was littered with conflicts. From humanity's first written records, war was their primary focus. The first ever era within the beautiful Sarah world was called the Age of Armageddon, which happened around 1,000 years before the events of E-Day. Within this era, humanity almost brought the world of Sarah to the brink of destruction. Conflicts would happen all over the surface of the planet, and this would go on for millennia.
The thing that obviously tripped me out was that there was this Age of Armageddon, and it was 1,000 years before Emergence Day. Okay, so biblically, you have the Battle of Armageddon, then you have Satan being bound, you have the millennial reign of Christ, and then after 1,000 years, the devil is let out of the pit to emerge to deceive the nations. And so later in the video, it actually mentions they changed their timeline to BE and AE. Before Emergence Day and after Emergence Day.
It's like BC and AD.
The time in between was called the Age of Silence, or the Golden Age. So you have 1,000 years, right? And you have Armageddon. Between then, you have the time of silence where there's no war, there's a Golden Age, and then you have Emergence Day. And of course, the imagery that he shows at the beginning of that video, where you see all this fire raining down from heaven on this old world city. The Capitol building looks just like the one on Capitol Hill, or like many other ones around the world. And then all this fire comes forth, and then you see this angel statue, right?
Margaret Sanger, the founder of Planned Parenthood, was an avowed racist whose goal was to reduce the black population in America, and she succeeded. 80% of abortion clinics in America are in minority neighborhoods. Over 22,500,000 black have been aborted in 50 years. Over 1,000 black are aborted every day.
Like, people are going to be out there saying, like, what's this Nazi doing out there? What, you know, this guy, he doesn't have a uterus. What? No uterus, no opinion. You know, and on LinkedIn, I'm known as Planned Parenthood's most feared former fetus, because I like to say, as a former fetus, I have a thing or two to say about abortion. Yeah. Like, I was there. Right. I was in the womb, and I'm really thankful that my mom chose life. She had no reason not to. Praise God. But if for whatever reason she had a choice or a reason to choose to not choose life, man, I would have loved to have had the right to life, right? As someone that came from the womb, right? And so, yeah, man, this is something that I think, you know, men, we need to be willing to say, no, I have an opinion. Yeah, you know, men need to lead their families according to the will of God when it comes to abortion.
But it was good. I did too, to be honest. It's a little weird because I know we're going to eat a $70,000 pizza later, so it's kind of hard to get hyped for like a $2,000 steak. You know what I mean? Really like, oh my God. Whoa. It's like slicing into a baby. Huh? Poor jokes of words.
It's like slicing into a what? Why would he say that? What do Mr. Beast really know?
Like, why would you even say that? It's like slicing into a, you know what?
A $70,000 pizza? I don't know about y'all, but I don't know if he was doing one of them videos where they go eat expensive food. Like, you remember the 2 Chainz video, he's eating the gold on the steak and stuff like that. But then after that, somebody next to you proceeds to say, oh, it's like slicing into a what? Maybe somebody knows a lot of information and they're guilt tripping somebody, or maybe it's an inside joke. I don't view that as, oh yeah, they're just eating $70,000 steak for a YouTube video. He's Mr. Beast. You know, Mr. Beast is deep in philanthropy. All them entities love doing philanthropy. All the Bill Gates and all them. And guess who we partner with? Do your homework on who Mr. Beast made a partnership with. You can see it right by my chest. It's in thin line. It been in your face the whole time. Just that's how information be in your face, just like that. You don't even know it's sitting right there. Wake up.
Have you ever? You know, it's right in our face, y'all. I was watching yesterday the Guthrie, you know, saying we will. I didn't put it in today's video. Maybe tomorrow's how she was saying we'll pay the ransom. Go back and watch that. Count her fingers. She's got 6 fingers.
Over Bimini, there are all these
right
planes underwater, like around the islands. What they used to do, they would come in with a plane full of drugs and just crash the plane into the water.
On purpose?
On purpose, because there's no runway on Bimini. They would have 10 cigarette boats. They would crash the plane. They'd offload the drugs as the plane was sinking. They throw the drugs into one of the boats, and they got a 1 out of 10 chance of making it. They just scatter. And the Coast Guard goes after one of them in hopes they get the right one.
That's crazy.
I saw the most interesting ad the other day. Both of the candidates came on together and said, here's what needs to improve. Then they both looked at each other and went, right? And they both went, yeah. And one guy said, I think we can best improve by doing it this way. The other guy said, I think we can best improve by doing it this way. And one guy said, I hope you vote for me and I hope you agree. The other one said, I hope you vote for me. And they looked at each other and said, we approve this message. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow, holy shit.
This is what politics should be. Disagree on how you're going to get there, but let's agree on what we need to do.
Yeah.
I'm Chris Peterson.
And I'm Spencer Cox. And while I think you should vote for me,
really you should vote for me,
there are some things we both agree on.
We can debate issues without degrading each other's character.
We can disagree without hating each other.
And win or lose in Utah, we work together.
So let's show the country that there's a better way. We approve this message.
For the most evil invention in the world contest, I invented a child molester robot.
None of this was my fault. They made me do those things.
It's a robot that is designed to children.
Everything is darker than you think. They're not just jokes. Everyone is involved. Just listen to how they create more.
How do you even build a child robot?
What you do is you start by building a regular robot, then you and hope that it continues the cycle.
It's worse when you realize who helped build us robots.
Oh, now I can finally finish that robot. I'm not supposed to mention the robot?
Miss Obama and Dan Schneider. We all know Dan was in trouble. For his jokes.
Nuts and bolts. Supply die Carly by Peggy's Nuts and Bolts for all your nut and bolt needs.
It's only going to get worse. Be ready.
Because even I saw Charlemagne, he was saying something about the Epstein files because Jay-Z is in the Epstein files. Let's go down that rabbit hole real quick.
That. Yeah, because Charlemagne, he works for the machine, so he's taking his cues.
He's hustling.
Just hustling.
So he says, actually, we can't take this as credible evidence because Jay-Z, he just got on in 96. He's saying that the FBI tip that they got from this victim made this statement saying that I got assaulted by Harvey Weinstein and Jay-Z.
Right.
In 96. And then Pusha T was in there saying the same thing, saying, hey, I was with Harvey Weinstein and Pusha T in 2007. So Harvey Weinstein seems like he was getting around. He seems to be the common thread. Now, where is he?
Harvey Weinstein?
Yes.
Oh, he's in jail.
Exactly. And if he's the common link between all these people, so you have all these accounts saying this. So the runway stops when it comes to the Epstein files for Jay-Z.
Oh, yeah. When it's Jay-Z, oh, no. He's in pictures with all these motherfuckers.
You know,
it can't be true.
He knew all of them. So which is it? Because it's real when it pertains to people like Trump, but the runway goes out when it comes to Jay-Z.
See what it is? If Trump and Weinstein actually drop fire-ass records, nobody's looking.
That's a fact.
Yeah, because you have to separate the art from the person, which a lot of people can't do.
He had a whole album and tour with R. Kelly.
Yo, who did R. Kelly mess with underage?
Aaliyah.
Who did Jay-Z mess with before Dame Dash?
Aaliyah.
So you're talking about underage women, and before that, who did Jay-Z sleep with when she was underage?
Foxy Brown.
I'll say allegedly.
Allegedly.
But it's been known for a long time throughout the whole 90s. There's a trail. It's pattern recognition.
Yeah, it's a pattern.
Now the runway runs out when it comes to the Epstein files. So which is it? See, you can't have your cake and eat it too.
Yeah,
this is what I mean. You can't be like, so-and-so, Bill Clinton and all these other people are in the files. But then when it comes to the black...
Yeah, y'all got to cut out that, that race
Yeah,
shit.
we heard that story when it comes to Diddy.
Yeah.
You see where he's at right now.
That race trick is over, I'm telling y'all. Nobody's falling for that anymore.
I was actually just literally arguing with somebody on X because they were like, Jay-Z wasn't on in 96.
Yes, he was.
Here's the thing. People
His
don't
album came
understand
out,
the
yeah.
rollouts, especially in the 90s when it comes
Reasonable
to releasing
doubt.
a record. They need 2 years at least for marketing, promotion, preparation, funding. So he was already on before that, which means they already saw value in him as a stock.
Lady Love said on The Breakfast Club that she saw Jay-Z in 88 in London in a fucking crazy ass flat. And he was there for like 5 months.
5 months, had the state-of-the-art studio. Now, what did Jay-Z say? I've been spending money since 88.
There's that 88 again.
There's that 88.
I mean, he was supposedly a big dope dealer. So were you the dope dealer for the elites and that's how you got in? Oh, Pusha T too. Was he that too? He also performed at the Vatican. Pusha T, by the way.
There you go.
Wait,
Pusha T performed at the Vatican in
I didn't know
2025.
that.
how do you perform at the Vatican?
Him,
Good
that
scene.
music?
He's on the Epstein files.
Not only that, but the music he makes is pure drugs and all that terrible music. He's performing at the Vatican. What did he perform? But Jay-Z, his time will come. Like I said, the show's not over, y'all. There's still things you can't say due to Mr. Ep. Your video will get blocked on YouTube, on TikTok. You can't say certain things. Jay-Z's time will come. It's just the machine's not done with him. He's kind of running I don't know if he's running the show, but he might have been the new heir of the throne, right? He's got a whole album with Kanye, Watch the Throne, right? Maybe he's the new heir of it. His time will come when the machine's done with him.
Lil Wayne was a druggie. Like this group of guys are druggies. He can't tap back in because he done burnt out. He needed these drugs and this mind-altering substance to go into this studio and not write nothing down. Come off the freestyler because he was on drugs. I just want some in my cup. But he was the first rapper promoting the drugs. So over time, these drugs do have an effect on your brain and your ability to connect with your gift and your talent because you wasn't tapping into your gifts to display your talents. You was getting high to get the gift. So without getting high, you couldn't tap into your gift. You think God gonna keep you? I gave you the gift. You had the gift before you can get high. You've been performing since you was a little without getting high. Now you got to get so high in the studio where you need this now. Give me this gift. You can still keep the talent, but you don't have the gift anymore.
So apparently the powers that be don't want you following Bad Bunny on this app because they're mad that he's performing at the Super Bowl. So a woman that never heard of Bad Bunny, never heard of his music, started listening to his music. She liked it. She wanted to follow him on social media. She searched him up, but she had him blocked. How was that even possible? But you don't believe me, right? Look at this shit. Listen to this.
Bad Bunny being selected to play the halftime show. I had never heard of him before.
Something not right.
And obviously he won the Grammy, which is really awesome. And I like his music that I've heard so far. So I went to go to his TikTok, which I have never been to in my life. Because mind you, I hadn't heard him before. Like I haven't heard of him before. I go to his TikTok.
Right.
And this is what it says.
How is that possible?
How would I ever have blocked him? I've never been to his TikTok before. I didn't even know he existed.
Wow. I'm still trying to figure out why they're so upset at Bad Bunny. He literally taught certain people that Puerto Rico is the United States because they didn't know that. You know the fix is in when they make their own halftime show. Turning Point USA made their own halftime show. Kid Rock is starring at their halftime show because they don't want people watching Bad Bunny. And I honestly thought this lady being blocked wasn't true. But I went to his page and I had Bad Bunny blocked too. That's something to think about. Pay attention.
I tried it and he wasn't blocked. When I did this clip, I went and looked. He wasn't blocked for me.
Right next to you. There you go. And then we're going to have... There you go. Got it? Okay. And the people in the back, just spread out a little
bit. Bruh. Can you imagine?
President or not, back up, bro. I don't care who you are.
Nobody was going off on Biden, though. Nobody.
You remember that? No, not Smile. No, 8 to your 30. Hey, Angel, how old are you? You're 12. What you did? How are you? The problem is, you know, you guys, you got a hard time. Bruh. All right, sister. I like kids better than people.
Bruh. 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 Bruh.
Do you know what my dad used to say? Granddaughter said,
Bruh.
What?
Bruh.
Over?
It's literally on camera. It's on camera. It's not AI.
You need to get one of them hats.
I just want you guys to see how these individuals are puppets and they're zombies and they're completely just brainwashed. They're brainwashed in the world. It's so sad. You know who else they thought was crazy? Gabriela Rico Jimenez, who went to the elites party, ran out saying they were eating humans. And from my understanding, she disappeared after that video. That's why even talking about this type of stuff is dangerous, guys. It's dangerous. It's dangerous. Have you guys heard about the Hampstead children who came out talking about what they were doing with their papa? I don't know if you heard about that one. Let's check that one out. Okay. This woman is talking about eating humans. Eating humans, guys. Chrissy Teigen, John Legend's wife. The people who just completely hate Donald Trump. We hate him. Oh my gosh, I hate his guts.
She would try human meat.
Same individuals who were laughing super hard when Trevor Noah was talking about Nicki Minaj. Different people have tried to come out.
Eventually, maybe we'll do it next time.
Okay.
Because you have to go down there and see another huge sarcophagus.
And I heard that the average like supermarket apple is something like between like 9 months and a year old. Like that was picked in 2023. Like this food that I'm getting is that old. Is that true?
Nowadays, most food is bred for transport and not taste and nutrition.
Oh my goodness.
Let me teach you little jits something. If you see a sign like this, just know they're hiding something super badass back there. And that's a spot that you should definitely go and climb. Let me show you example A of why. Just don't listen to that shit. Oh my God. Whatever, I'm walking in the creek, man. We're going on an adventure and look, isn't this shit insane in here? Little jets, go to the spots that say, don't go there because you're going to find some hella cool shit.
Jeffrey Epstein won the Powerball in 2008 for $80 million in New Mexico under his trust called Zorro Trust. And this begs the question, is the lottery rigged for the elites?
Ready for this rabbit hole? Ghislaine Maxwell's sister, Christine Maxwell, is the co-founder of the corporation that the FBI's counterterrorism division used to surveil the footage from 9/11. She also had her hands in Magellan, which if anyone remembers many, many years ago, was the first curated internet search engine. But that's not even what's crazy. Stick with me here. The data mining and the software company that the FBI's counterterrorism division used was called Chiliad. This is where it gets crazy. Leslie Benzies and Sam Hauser are the presidents of Rockstar Games, which are the ones that created GTA, and Leslie Benzies was actually the lead developer for Grand Theft Auto. Both named in the Epstein files, but who remembers Mount Chiliad in Grand Theft Auto 5? If you're not a gamer, that's okay. There was a place on the map in Grand Theft Auto 5 that you went to, and it was supposed to be this really mysterious Easter egg. And at 3 a.m. specifically, you could see UFOs and aliens.
What
and
the
if you
heck?
look, it had this symbol on the map, which to me looks like the all-seeing eye, but I see a line through it, and those little marks all around it, which is esoteric symbolism. The horizontal line being a perception or a threshold that crosses between the veil or different realms. And those little radiating marks around are called emanation marks, which basically means revelation or energy being activated. So what does Chiliad mean, and why does it hold so much significance? And it really makes me wonder if all of this is connected on a much deeper level than we can even imagine.
This is another reason why they want to ban TikTok. TikTok is wreaking havoc with too much information, too much truth, too much videos, and it has awakened a monstrosity of humanity. Oh, TikTok is free. Please. Your phone, Google, everywhere you go, you got to fill out your name, your address. They take your eyes, your passport. This nonsense that they're spying on you.
There is something going on as a few right now, and I'll be the one to say it because it's my family, and it's like, and I'm who I am, and some shit went down at a show, you feel me, recently, and it's like, you know, I feel comfortable sharing and speaking on it. But supposedly Snoop, you know, got the okay from my grandma to go to her house and get my pop's masters. She, you know, pretty much showed him where the masters were, however this occurred, and he left with the masters. My uncle, when my daddy got sick, my uncle placed the masters at my grandma's house.
Gotcha.
He wasn't aware that Snoop went to my grandma's house and got the.
I don't think I would have put those at grandma's house. I think I would have put them like at some secret P.O. box or something under somebody's name, right? Go get an LLC and put it under that name or something. Like masters that are millions of dollars worth. I'm not leaving them in grandma's underwear drawer. You know what I mean?
Masters. And I'm only repeating what my uncle is like riding on. Like, and when I say riding on, like, me and him just got into a big feud at Warren G show recently, like in front of a lot of people, and it was like embarrassing almost. And I want to get this off because we ain't talked since, and this is something that I'm speaking on as to, you know, like shit that's affecting me on some, like, man, this shit kind of whack, you know, like, cause I don't know what's what, but I'm just sharing what's out there and what's what I'm being told. And what Snoop has always told me is, you know, he don't got it and he don't know you, and he would never do something like that. But my thing is, it's like, I at least would want to know, like, you do got it and it's safe, maybe.
You don't really know where the masters are.
Nah. But I know that he said that he placed them there, and I don't believe he lying,
You don't even know if Snoop got it or not.
Nah.
Look at the leaves in the back. Wasn't it just windy a second ago? Do you see everything stopped and was like, ooh, this is my jam. Look, everything's moving, just all naturey, all regular. And as soon as he starts, hit the pause button on life. Said the wind was like, let him cook. Yeah.
Information from this next show. We talk a lot about the analysis of the material that I can't talk more about. And I apologize for that, but we're not allowed to. It'll come out, I think, in a few months, which I hated that part of it. I hated the part about finding what we found. And then it turned into 10 months of waiting to even say one word about it to anybody.
That's got to be tough.
That was grueling. It was almost like a mental prison where I could talk to who I worked with, right, at the ranch, and the production team and everybody that's within the NDA to a degree, but I couldn't talk to anybody else about it, and it was grueling. So, to be, you're the first person I've talked about it, that's recording this it was amazing to find. But it was mind-numbing and mind-boggling and drove a lot of us crazy. I mean, even the guys that had been there for years doing it, the executive producer, Jason Shook, he's from Ancient Aliens, right? He's done Curse of Oak Island. He couldn't sleep at night, right? And he's kind of versed in this kind of thing, right? Dealing with this kind of stuff. And we were all just, it blew us away that we actually found something that is definitive, that there is something going on in there, something in there that actually has material to it, so that it is an undeniable proof that something's in there.
I don't want to ruin your day, but palm trees, we all love them, right? They're not trees, they're actually grasses. And there's over 2,000 species, but only one of them produces coconuts. Some of them produce acai berries, and some of them produce dates. Bet you didn't know that.
People think Jeffrey Epstein was the one that made Bitcoin.
And I know who's behind Bitcoin. And it ain't some Japanese guy in a cave.
Uh-oh.
I know the guy. And when that comes out, you heard it here first. Bitcoin is going to zero. When it comes out, zero.
Maybe that's the case.
What do you...
Maybe, but maybe not. I brought that up yesterday, and it caused an uprising with you guys. Like, maybe it's not. I bet that guy's got some Bitcoin, though. I bet Mr. Pena's got some Bitcoin. I bet Ash Gold, whatever his name is with the beard and hair, I bet he's got a lot of Bitcoin, especially right now. It's 50% off, right? Never know, y'all.
The people that take our kids' school photos are in the Epstein files. What do you mean? My eyeball has been twitching all morning since I've gotten this information. I'm so tired. Get off my counter, bitch. I'm so tired of the United States. Get me the fuck out of here. Get me the fuck out of here. And if you're like, this happens everywhere. Okay, well, why the fuck is our president in there more than anybody else? Oh my God, please. I hate it here. I want out.
You won't go buy Bitcoin, but you sure do got your grandchild your son, daughter on that refrigerator from them school pictures, right? Yeah, you guys see? It's a double-edged sword, y'all. It's a double-edged sword.
Those that were trying to tell us something.
Turn around and look at me, you one-eyed demon! You're a real wise guy, but you made one fatal mistake. You messed with my family. You're making a mistake. I'll give you anything. Money, fame, riches, infinite power, your own galaxy, please! No! What's happening to me?
What a crazy show.
That last clip is from a show titled Gravity Falls, which aired in 2012. Ironically enough, the show actually had extremely high ratings, but was not renewed for a third season. The creator of the show, Alex Hirsch, said that this was for no other reason than he already had a beginning, middle, and end planned out and didn't want it to go beyond 2 seasons. Other people have said that the show was possibly pulled from the air because it was revealing a little too much. In that last clip, we see this character, Bill Cipher, literally offer the world to another character in exchange for staying alive. Quite literally offers fame, fortune, and any power that that man so desired. Is it possible that this show was trying to tell us something? Comment below, let me know your thoughts. Am I on to something, or am I tripping, guys? Wake up.
That's a mask. Look at his forehead.
You can't tell me this is normal. Look at his forehead. This is bull. That's a mask. That's a skin mask. It ain't normal. Look at it.
I wonder if anybody's going to bring up the fact that Joe Biden had 3 different brain surgeries.
Hey, maybe I'm missing a crucial piece of information here, but all those emails in the files came from a Gmail account, right? Which means Google still has those emails, right?
It's literally our entire pop culture. Bro, Monsters Inc., Five Nights at Freddy's, Despicable Me. Remember when Gru says, "Zip it, Happy Meal," and then he says, "I'm gonna stuff you all in the pizza crust," and then the pancake, and he has to peel off his...
I mean, it's everywhere, y'all. Ninja Turtles. We've been watching that since we were little. Eating reptiles. They're reptiles from the sewers. You know? It's all over, y'all. But is anything going to come from it? Is anybody going to get arrested? Is anybody going to anything? The one guy that was the ringleader of all this offed himself. Who knows, y'all? Who knows? But anyways, hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Made it this far. Leave a like, comment, subscribe. Hope everyone out there has a good day. Y'all. I'm going to see you guys on the next one. Later.